Welcome back to Gear Daddy. I'm your host, Daddy Troy, and today we're going to be talking with Chris Carter from the Bicycle Sport Shop, and he's going to tell us about not only how to buy a kid's bike, but some of the things you might get if you come to a specialty bike store like the Bicycle Sport Shop.
So bikes come in a range of different sizes. We offer all those. Kids bikes anywhere from 12 inches to 24 inches. And that's based off of the wheel size. So this particular bike, this would be a 12-inch wheel.
That's the diameter of this wheel right here?
The diameter of the wheel, yes, correct.
Okay, great.
And one of the cool things about this bike by Specialized is this bottom bracket has been moved forward. Typically it would reside just underneath the seat post. By moving it forward, it puts it between a regular bike and a trike. The trike, you know, the pedaling action is up on the front wheel. So this allows a child to understand the pedaling motion a little bit sooner.
And that's something that you might not get if you just bought a standard bike from a big box store. It actually goes into the design of these Specialized bikes.
Correct.
Great.
Down to the materials that they use, the bearings that they use inside, who puts the bike together, all of those factors are going to come into play. Safety and durability is something that we all should be concerned about when buying a kid's bike. A bike that's not manufactured well or put together well breaks quicker, breaks down faster, and if your child's riding a bike that's breaking, obviously that's not safe.
And as a dad, would require more maintenance by me trying to tighten things up and fix things a lot more. So it actually takes not only safety issue, but also the time it takes to keep fixing it up as well.
Oh, definitely. And which is nice here too. When you purchase a bike at our shop, Bicycle Sport Shop, you get 2 free tune-ups within the first year. So that's a service that we're already giving to you on the front end and that you're not having to worry about.
And when I bought my kid's bike here, the day I walked out, you guys had tuned it up and adjusted it to his height and everything. It was all good to go that day, ready to ride.
Exactly.
Great.
We're going to fit them up. So.
Super. Well, tell me more about the bikes then.
Sure. This bike, since it's sitting here, it's very lightweight, which is good. Again, back to, you know, my son, he was able to just walk it around, put it away. So he was learning his responsibility on how to treat the bike, as well as learning how to ride the bike, which is definitely important for the little guys. It's aluminum frame, alloy wheels. So these are the same components and materials that they're going to use on an adult bike on this child's bike. So that's definitely a great value.
Great, super. And so they said the wheels come in 12 inches. What are the other diameters that are typical for kids' bikes that you buy here?
12, 16, and 24.
Now I saw an 18-inch.
Sorry.
I saw an 18-inch at a big box store the other day. But you guys don't make 18-inch.
No, the standard sizes are going to be 12, 16, 20, and 24.
Okay, good.
For the child's bikes.
Right.
There may be some other manufacturers that are making in between sizes.
Right.
That's not as important. This is based on your standover, and then you can adjust saddle height for fit. So.
And this saddle height's pretty easy to adjust on these bikes. Where is the?
This particular one is just with an Allen wrench.
Allen wrench, okay.
And some of the bikes will have a clasp on them, a quick release clasp,
okay,
where you can just slide the saddle.
And it looks like this bike doesn't have handbrakes on it, but the next size up or a few sizes up do. You want to show us one of these bikes over here? Great. Super. So the other bike was a Specialized bike. That's a brand name. This is a brand name Trek.
This is a Trek bike.
Great.
Yes.
Super.
This is a girl's bike. You can tell by the paint job for one.
Okay.
Used to be the down tube was different on the girl's bike. You would always see the down tube sloped way down on the girl's bike, and on the boy's bike it would come.
Which never really made that much sense to me. You know,
sure.
For the guys, especially. Right.
So you know they're not doing that as much anymore. The boys' bikes slope down as well.
Okay, good. Go team.
So one of the cool features about this bike, again, the frame materials, the wheels, these are all the same types of materials that they're going to use on an adult bike. This particular bike, what I think is really cool is the Trek dialed fit system.
Okay.
What the dialed fit system is this allows your child to grow with the bike.
Okay.
Or as the child grows, the bike grows with them rather than having to replace the bike.
Sure.
The pedals, you notice there's another screw hole right here.
Oh,
in the pedal.
giddy up. Oh,
so
wow.
you can make
Cool.
the cranks longer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the seat height is, of course, adjustable.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these will also even have an adjustable stem to allow for the handlebars to come further up or further away from the rider.
Okay, so get another one. Okay, so this is another Specialized bike. And I noticed this one has the handbrakes on it. The first one we looked at didn't have handbrakes. When as a kid, why do you need handbrakes? Why? The other one has what's the brake called that you go backward?
Coaster brake.
A coaster brake.
Right.
I remember what it's called, sure.
So coaster brake typically for the younger kids. A lot of it is the fingers not long enough to reach the brake. It needs to be able to sit far enough out in order for the braking action to work.
Do they ever have both coaster and handbrakes? Do you know?
They do. Actually, there's an intermediate bike. I believe it's the 16-inch wheeled bikes have both coaster and handbrake. And that's to get your child used to using the handbrake. Once you move up to a geared bike, this one has gears.
Gears, wow, okay.
Right. Then you lose the coaster brake. So you need to have that freewheel.
So the first bike we looked at wouldn't have had these brakes. It wouldn't have had gears. What else does this have that the first bike we looked at doesn't have?
Sure.
Shocks?
Shocks. This bike has shocks.
Or suspension?
Right? Suspension. Either one. No, that's good. Shocks or suspension.
Okay, good.
Both work. So this would, it's a comfort feature or a fun feature. If you're taking your kid on the trail,
right,
then you want them to be able to learn how to use that suspension to climb up over a root or a rock.
Is the kickstand standard with every bike that you get here? Do you have to buy a kickstand? Or?
Kickstand comes on the majority of the children's bikes.
Okay.
So that comes with it.
And I noticed that there aren't training wheels on this one. I guess by this point your kid wouldn't have training wheels. Are training wheels standard on certain size diameter bikes?
Right. You can get training wheels, or they come on any bike that does not have the gearing.
Okay.
Once you get into a bike that has gearing, then the training wheels won't.
No training wheels.
Won't fit on here.
Super.
A lot of the companies are lowering the top tubes now because it allows a smaller rider to ride a bigger bike. Kids are learning to ride a lot sooner than they had before.
Right.
But you're still concerned about standover height.
Oh, so they can actually stand when the bike stops.
Correct.
Right. Super. And the seat adjustment's different on this one as well?
Yeah, this one's different. So before you had the Allen wrench and you needed a tool. Well, this child's a little bit bigger if they need to make an adjustment themselves.
Right.
This is just a quick release lever.
And I noticed some seats have a line at which don't go above that line. Do
yes,
most bikes
correct.
have that?
On the seat post, there'll be markings here that say minimum insertion point.
Right.
So you never want to have it, if the bike looks like this, it's probably time to buy a new bike.
Time to buy a new bike, right. Go to the bicycle sports shop and get a new bike. And I also noticed that this bike has the ability to put a water bottle on it. Is that right here? Is that what that's for?
It does. These are mounts for a water bottle.
Cage?
For a water bottle cage, yes. For the kids, I usually recommend a small Camelback.
Okay, super.
And for the younger kids...
Camelback is the thing you put on your back. It's kind of a bladder of water that they can
water.
go like that, right? Okay, good.
Some of the bikes you can put a front-mounted water bottle.
Okay.
So that they're not having to reach down towards the frame. You just reach forward and they can take their drink.
Great, super. Well, great. Well, Chris, thanks so much for showing us how to buy a kid's bike this day. And like I said, going to a bike specialty shop like this, really you get personal attention. They'll adjust the bike for you, and it really is worth the extra expense, not to mention, most of all, safety. See you next time on Gear Daddy.